Tremendous here, and I've got a product review to do today. This is kind of exciting. This company, Mirror Darkly, Tabletop Miniatures and Worlds, contacted me and asked me to do a product review of their stuff. So I did. This is 100% honest. I do get to keep the models. I don't know what I'm going to do with them, but I'm going to come up with an idea. I've got one brewing. But anyway, they sent me these models that you see before you. Big Ogre that they pro-painted and everything themselves. And then 3 of their line. A cyberpunk, steampunk dwarf. A servant elf. I like that one. And a great sword wielding female warrior. Looked human to me. So this is my 100% honest review. I'm going to show you everything they sent me. I'm going to go over every little bit, every little detail, and all their contact information is right here. It's going to be in my description, so feel free to buy from them, check them out, whatever you want to do before, after, or during this review. And yeah, this is going to be fun, so let's get to it. So this is what I got. This is what came out of the box. I got the little business card, Mirror Darkly. There's a picture on the other side of the dwarf, which you'll see in a minute. I got the pro-painted ogre on a, I assume, Chessex dice lid. So I don't believe this company is going to be sending you bases. Not 100% on that, but they didn't send me any. And then I had the dwarf, the steampunk dwarf, cyberpunk dwarf, whatever you want to call him. He was just like that. I've untouched him. I haven't cleaned him up or anything, so he came like that. The other 2, the servant elf and the great weapon toting female warrior there, they came with the sprue goo all over them still. And, well, we'll get to that in a minute, but it was a huge pain in the ass. But the rest of the stuff came just like this, just exactly as you see here, so you know what you're getting when you buy from them, I suppose. And yeah, let's get to the individual models. Here is the actual ogre, some close-up pictures. Disregard the hands, that does not come with anything as far as I know. But as you can see, I mean, the face is good. It's got kind of a vampire-esque thing with the fangs in the mouth. But the sculpt is solid. I mean, he's got the weapon, he's grasping it. The chain is kind of, you know, whipping around and stuff that's attached to him. Like maybe at one point this guy was a captive or a gladiator or a slave of some sort, and he's breaking free. He's got piecemeal armor on. He's got the bucket on his head. He's got the shield as like a cod piece. He's wearing something around his ankle, probably another chain or shackle or something like that. His belt looks like it's made of something. Maybe he used to have flesh. I don't know. The shorts look like a towel. I mean, so this guy is desperate. You know, the shield looks like just a bit of table or something like that he put some spikes on. So this is like the desperation ogre. I like it though. The sculpt is there. This one kind of speaks, you know what I mean? There's a little back end area for there. Just more of the chain on the shackle still, and the looks like something that he killed, maybe some meat or some rags, something he threw underneath his shoulder pad there. He's got some battle damage on his left shoulder. He's got, you can tell more now, his shield looks like it's just like a door, maybe, like an old door that they ripped off. And yeah, his shorts definitely look like just some rags and stuff. So again, the piece has a lot of character to it, so I like that a lot. Here's another angle on his club. Actually, the club looks like a cannon. The club, I think, might be a cannon that he's using, so that makes him even more dangerous, which is pretty cool. And here's the other side of him, definitely a door. There's the handle, the little spiky bits. So yeah, this guy is clearly an escaping ogre slave of some sort. He's got a cannon for a club, a bucket for a helmet. God, I don't even know what the belt's made out of. He's got some rags under his shoulder pad. He ripped the door off the hinges to use as a shield. This thing is desperate. It's a very cool model. And the paint job's really good too. So overall, this is a real solid model. It's really cool. I don't know if it's the same clear plastic when you get it as the other 3 models. I'm going to assume it is, but it just shows you the level of detail and all the different artistic little bits and pieces that go into their models. And so honestly, this is an ogre that will probably find his way into my arm. I have to rip him off of the cap. I don't know why they put him on this thing, but I'm going to rip him off of that and put him on a proper base. But he's probably after going to see some he's going to probably join the good old boys. I like this model, and he's going to join my army. Very cool piece. So the next model I want to talk about is the dwarf. I assume his name is Danny, which is odd for a dwarf, I gotta be honest. Even though he is cyberpunk, maybe, you know what, honestly, this would make an excellent model for Shadowrun. It really would. I mean, everything's there. A street samurai dwarf. Just, you know, hint, hint. But yeah, it's just... It comes just like this. This is the way I got it. He's got his, you know, trench coat on. He's got this big creepy revolver gun. He's got the dwarven beard. He's got the mohawk. Everything on him speaks of I've seen some shit and I'm going to hurt you. I mean, even the little quote, "You come into my bar with your robot guards." This guy is Shadowrun through and through, 100%. And it's a really cool model. It's a good pose. I mean, the detail is there. It's not super detailed, but it's not, like, bland either. You know, there's a lot of personality in the model. It's hard to see it with the clear plastic. It is. But the plastic, I mean, it's not bad. It's a little bendy, but it's not brittle, you know, and it doesn't, like, bend and hold or anything like that. It's just a little flexible, almost like a hot glue stick is the best thing I can... I don't think it's hot glue, just so we're clear on that, but yeah, I mean, I like the material. I do. It seems to hold paint real well. I have not painted any of these. I'm not going to right away simply because I'm a terrible painter. But I also want to hold up until I've come up with an idea on what I'm going to use these guys for so I can paint them properly. But all in all, like I said, the model came just like this. It didn't have any sprue. It's all cleaned up. I don't know if all the models are going to come like this or not, or if they're going to come like the other ones I'm going to show you in a minute. But it's a solid little model. It's all one piece, so there was nothing to put together, nothing to glue together. It's pretty cool, and I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, so next up, I've got the Great Weapon Totem Female Warrior. And I'm sorry for the picture. It was hard for me to get one with any detail on it because of the clear plastic. This is the best I could do. I'm so sorry. The next one is a little bit better, but, I mean, I put this thing through all the filters, so I apologize for the picture. It's not the company's fault, it's mine. What is the company's fault, and I hate to bash them, is this sprue goo thing that's all over this. It doesn't seem like it'd be a huge pain in the ass in order to get all this stuff off of there. It really was. I was so worried about cutting off a piece of the model that it took me way longer to clean this one up than it should have, to be honest with you. The hilt to the sword at one point when I was trying to clear off the sprue goo stuff, it started to bend a little bit. Like I said, the plastic is pretty resilient, so no damage whatsoever. It bounced right back into place. But for just a moment, you know, my heart was in my throat, so kind of a pain in the ass. But with that said, this is a cool model. She's wearing some sort of dress armor. The sword has a lot of detail to it. Her face has a lot of character to it. I know you can't see it, and I'm sorry again for that. It is a cool little model. Very small, but a very cool model. Here's what she looks like all cleaned up. Again, she's got the sword, like I said, the handle is still there. I didn't break it off. But she's wearing like dress armor and stuff. It's just kind of neat, almost like a doll. The face has a lot of personality. The hair is cut like appropriately. It's not the weird, you know, fetish warrior thing with bikini male. This is definitely a warrior chick that you wouldn't want to mess with too much. Yet at the same time, she kind of kept her innocence, got her hands behind her back. It's got personality. That's what I really like about their models. There's a lot of personality in each one. I'm not 100% sold on the just a clear plastic. It's really hard for me to get a lot of feeling for the model, you know what I mean? But I mean, if you look close at it and you take a good look at it, it's got the personality you're looking for. You have to look a lot harder at it than you would a normal model that's like gray or black or metal or something like that. But for those of you, Vince, that don't like metal models, this one is right in your wheelhouse because she's pretty badass. So this model is the elf servant guy, and again, I'm thrilled they sent me this one, but this one really pictures the sprue goo problem. You can't tell what he is at all. This is terrible. Not only that, but when I was cutting this off of him, I was terrified that I was going to cut a piece of the model off. I'm not 100% that I didn't. I think I might have. I think the handle is missing. I'm not 100%. But, yeah, he's holding a big mace on a serving tray, and he's got his arm behind his back, and it was really, really difficult for me to cut all this stuff off. And I've been doing this for over a decade. Well, about a decade. Yeah, a decade now. I've been cutting up models and stuff, and this one was a challenge to get out of the Sprugoo. So, Mirror Darkly guys, if you're watching this, you got to do something about your Sprugoo. I really, really don't like that at all. I don't know if your models are going to come like that, if they're going to come clean, but yeah, I'm pretty sure I cut a piece off. And that's unacceptable, really. You know, if I damage a model because I just can't tell, and the clear plastic makes it really difficult to tell, that's a fault. That's a negative that needs to be corrected by the company. So that being said, like I said, there he is. He's got the mace on this little serving tray right there. Again, I know it's not the greatest picture. It's really hard to capture the detail with this clear plastic. But as you can see, I did cut off the back end, the shaft part of the mace that's on the serving tray. And honestly, I had no idea until I was looking at these pictures and I saw the Sprugoo one compared to this one. I wouldn't have known. I wouldn't have known. So like I said, the Sprugoo's really got to go. I don't know if the company is going to ship them like that. I don't know if they're going to sell them like that. Maybe it was just because I got a first run or something. I'm not 100%. So the company may have already fixed this, but if they haven't, they need to, because I've damaged this model. And I could go and I could glue the handle back on and everything like that, but I shouldn't have to. If I'm paying you money for these models and stuff like that, they should come either cleaned up or in a way where I'm not going to cut anything off by accident. I mean, if I do it on purpose or I do it because I'm stupid, that's one thing, but this one I felt I was set up for failure. So that being said, though, this model is solid. I mean, he's in his servant clothes. He's got the poise, the posture, the facial expression, the hairstyle, the serving tray with a big-ass mace on it. This has got a lot of character to it. This is another solid Shadowrun model, actually. Or any real sci-fi. Again, I think he might see some play in the Scraplings at some point. I really do like this model. I like the idea of the elf servant, go figure. But it's a cool sculpt. They've got some real unique sculpts with this company so far from what I've seen. And I like that. I like that. I'm definitely going to buy from them in the future, provided that they get that Sprugoo stuff taken care of, because I don't like that at all. So here's the three together now, all cleaned up with the Mirror Darkly card in front of them and everything. They're solid models. This is actually the best picture I could get of them, too. Again, the clear plastic makes it a little difficult for pictures, but you're not supposed to play with them like that. So maybe that's a benefit, too. Maybe that'll motivate you to paint these things, because it's kind of hard to tell what the hell they are, you know, if you're not right up close to them. So, yeah, think of it that way. You're buying the models, and they automatically motivate you to paint them. But I think these would be a lot of fun to paint. I think these would be really cool models to have in your army. And I'm not just saying that, but I really do believe it. I do have plans for the dwarf in a Shadowrun game later in the future. The female warrior, I don't know what I'm going to do with her yet. I might figure that out later. Who knows? She might just end up in the bit box for a while. I might end up giving her away. Who knows? I haven't decided yet. But the servant elf is probably going to see time in the Scraplings unit. I just like him too much. Ah, he's a cool model. So, yeah, I'll have him painted up, and I'll post pictures of him as well. The dwarf, he's definitely going to see Shadowrun. Now I've got to run a dwarf. Damn it! So cool. But like I said, as you can see, these are solid sculpts. A lot of solid detail. None of it blurs or anything like that. The only negatives that I can come up with is the Sprugoo and just the see-through characteristic of the models. That bothers me, but that's more my own personal thing. The see-through characteristic of the plastic is just something I'm not used to. Maybe you love it, maybe you hate it. I don't know. It's your opinion. Make one for yourself. But I personally, it's just one of those things that kind of, it makes my eye twitch a little. But the Sprugoo stuff is the worst thing I can say about these models. And if they got rid of that, or fixed it, or just cleaned them up before they sent them out, these are models, top quality, and I like them. I like them a lot. So I'll leave you with this final picture. We're going to go ahead and say the desperate ogre was able to slaughter the other three and make his escape and lived happily ever after. You will see that ogre in my list. He has definitely going to see time with the good old boys, if not maybe even with the Yetis, you know, because he's in disguise, you know. I don't know. This guy is a pretty badass ogre model. The other three models, you're definitely going to see... Well, you'll see the servant elf in the Scraplings at some point. I don't think you'll see my Shadowrun games. But the female elf, I don't know. You might see her adorn your army one day. I might give her away. We'll see. But this is a solid group of models. This is a solid company. It's up and coming. It's a new company. They're just starting up, but I really, really like where they're going. I like where they're headed. And if they can just smooth out a few rough edges like the Sprue Goo, they're set. I mean, this will be a company I can see buying from for years to come. So go check them out if you're interested. Their web, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook will be in the description below. It's right here. This card's been in many of the slides. If you can't figure out how to contact these guys or get in touch with them or see what they've got, you're just not trying. But yeah, a solid company from what I can tell. Solid models from absolutely what I've gotten. And well worth your time and an investment if you're interested. So go check them out and let me know what you think in the comments section. We'll talk about it. We'll start a debate. It'll be fun. But yeah, guys, thanks.